Yeah, I think going forward, I'm gonna have to ask you to start flushing twice. Oh, hey, and see you guys there. How y'all doing? Welcome to Tillamook County Live, a show for locals by locals. Tonight we'll have Patrick and Amanda King on. Patrick and Amanda own and operate Country Squire Kitchen in Garibaldi. Really excited to hear about their story and their future plans. And I just ate there this weekend, and the food was fantastic. As a reminder, Tillamook County Live is still looking for people and help. So either you want to host and get me off the screen, a guest, co-host, contributor, writer. I like to be a humorist, so I need somebody to keep me in check so I don't offend anybody. An editor, anybody, help me, please. No, this is all for you. Anything you want to express, or if you want to be a part of it and you don't know what to do or how to do it, I can help you out with that. So this was made for the community and glad to help. So let's bring in our co-hosts, Laura and Kamiki. Kamaya, how are you doing?
Hello.
Good. I'm trying to figure out my sound here. There.
Laura, you got some big news. Do you want to share it now or down the road?
Doesn't matter. Down the road.
Down the road.
I gotta get plugged in. Huh?
We'll make a big to-do about that. Let's get into the news here.
Oh, I wonder, can you feel it?
Where's my news? Oh, there it is. There appears to be a golden cow blocking Highway 6. Oh, looks like area resident Moses is here to the rescue. Let's go check it out.
Those who will not live by the law shall die by the law.
Wow, that escalated quickly. News update from the Tillamook County Pioneer. Area resident Mark Ward has been on a mission to educate the public about the dangers and damage caused by microplastics that has been polluting our world's oceans. In addition to his outreach, he also built screens that have a small static charge and can filter particles as small as 50 nanometers. Working in pairs, volunteers can actually clean up entire beaches using his method. Collected microplastics are then sold to Kroger brand foods for consumer consumption.
Yummy.
Euler.
At least it's fish free.
Yeah. As a reminder, check out Tillamook County Pioneer and get yourself some local news. Got some good stuff on there. Also news from the Headlight Herald. OSU researchers and Professor David Hill have been working on new metrics to measure exactly how much water is stored in different types of snowpacks in order to help predict water resources during a future of increased climate variability. Let's head on over to OSU and check out their new methodology here. I like it. They're researching with style. Got a let's check in. We got our weather correspondent Steve out in the field. He's going to tell us about the weather. Let's check in with Steve. There's an eclipse out. Staring at it for the last couple of minutes and my eyeballs are starting to burn. Back to you, Steve. Thank you for that, Steve. That was compelling and rich. We have a new sponsor. This show is actually now brought to you by Little Cheese Coin Op Laundromat in Tillamook. Let's go check them out.
At the car wash, talking about the car wash, yeah. Come on, y'all, and sing it for me. Car wash, car wash, yeah.
Actually, we don't have a sponsor. I really need one though, because it costs $3.50 for a load wash there. You heard that, $3.50. That's some change. And then finally, we have a new canine canine rescue dog of the week. The new dog is Shadow. Just went out and visited him for the first time the other week. See what Shadow's about.
I get up and nothing gets me down. I can't just see you standing here. I got my back against the wrecking machine. I can't just see what I mean. Might as well jump. Might as well jump. Go ahead and jump. Go ahead and jump.
Anything you want to say on Shadow?
Jump. Shadow is awesome. Shadow, super cool dog, super friendly, super excited, as dogs are when they are in a shelter. So fear not, you can calm him down. He's going to calm down. He was awesome. He just wants to be loved. Someone go get him. He's pretty. He's like probably a Catahoula mix, something. So super fun dog.
Yeah, then reach out to Tillamook Canine Rescue for an appointment. You can't just walk in, but you can also talk to them too, because they know these dogs very, very well and the type of people they want to see bring them home, because they want to get the right dog with the right person. So reach out to them if you have any questions or want to know more about Shadow, but he's a pretty cool dude. And then finally, let's get on with our main guests, Patrick and Amanda King from Country Squire Kitchen. Yeah.
Look into your heart, you will find there's nothing there to hide. Take me as I am, take my life. I will give it all, I would sacrifice. Don't tell me it's not worth trying for. I can't help it, there's nothing I want more. Yeah, I would fight for you, I'd lie for you, walk the wild for you. Yeah, I'd die for you. You know it's true, everything I do. Oh, I do it for you.
Aww.
You really can. You'd think that if I really didn't like somebody, I would use Bryan Adams in a music video, but that is not the case. It's not going to be the last time I'm going to do it. But it was totally worth it. Patrick, Amanda, thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah. So I want to just get right into it with you guys, because there's a lot you guys have to share, but tell us a little bit about yourselves, and how you got to this point in your life, your backstory, where you're from, jobs that you've done, things that have been important to you beforehand.
Yeah, so I grew up here in Newburgh, Oregon, and when I was 13, family moved down to California. My parents ended up they bought a cafe, and I wanted nothing to do with it, not a thing. And my dad got sick, and so my mom asked me to help. And so one weekend I went in and just loved it, and it came very easy and within a couple weeks, I was doing a lot of it myself at 13. And it just, from that moment on, I have been cooking.
Wow.
It's pretty much all I've ever done.
That's crazy.
That's
And that
awesome.
all started at 13.
Yep. And so I constantly had multiple jobs at once. I worked in pizza. And then at 21, I couldn't take California anymore. And so I packed up my truck and I drove back up here and went to Le Cordon Bleu and graduated in 2012. I actually got my first sous chef position a couple weeks before I graduated, so that was pretty cool. Yeah, and then I chefed around Portland, and I'll tell you the rest later. But what's your story?
Well, I kind of grew up baking with my mom and cooking in the kitchen, and I somehow found a culinary arts class in high school, and I excelled. Like, it was the only thing that I was ever good at, so I excelled in that class, and I went on to culinary school, and
Wow.
yeah, and then worked a couple restaurants in Portland, and found Hotel 50, and that's where Patrick and I met. And we were just really good friends. And
Oh, here's a
that turned
story.
into more.
Here's a story.
We don't do stories here.
So I'm still in culinary school, and I go in for an interview
At the time.
I go into an interview at this big hotel, and I walk in the kitchen, and there's Amanda at 20 years old,
Yeah.
flipping pans, and she was given the chef attitude, and she was plating food, and she was working on the
So
plancha, and I just immediately was like, wow, and immediately fell in love with her.
That's
And
awesome.
he was dating this douchebag.
Forget it. Somebody forget
For lack
about
of a better term, I'm going to have to allow that.
Yeah,
I
I
do a
just
Ten Commandments joke, so you get a pass.
I just waited, and sure enough, we kindled and we got together. But that was 2012-ish.
No, 2000.
it.
It was a while ago.
I hope that's a human whistling in the background at you guys.
It's a bird, I bet. Is it a bird?
Yes, it's an African gray parrot.
Yeah, that's a bird.
And then that's Gray mimicking. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, and any more from you, Amanda?
I think that's about it.
So when did you guys start cooking together? Actually cooking?
So at the hotel.
So we had that job together for a while, and then
Just new chefs, and it just wasn't as good culture, and so we moved on to different places.
and I ended up going to a couple other like Portland family-owned restaurants. And Amanda ended up staying with some bigger hotels. So I worked at like Blue Hour and Noble Rod, Park Kitchen.
Ah.
So
That's a lot of experience.
yeah.
When you started working at different places, were you working together at those same places, or did you have to diverge here and there?
We were separate for a while until more recently. We were both at the Porter Hotel in Portland. He was in Terrain, the Italian restaurant, and then I was in the 13th floor, like lounge area called Export, and it's like a bougie
Yeah.
bar.
Yeah. So
It
this
was a lot of fun.
this was a Hilton Collection hotel, and so I worked in the Italian kitchen next to an open wood fire grill.
It was like 800 degrees.
And then I worked at a pasta station, so I had 10 different types of fresh pasta, all with their own sauce. They were all made to order. It was intense.
That's a lot.
It's
That's
like a
crazy.
circuit fire. Yeah.
Yeah,
So, Personal question: when you guys started working together, how was the dynamic on that? Because not all spouses can actually like work professionally together.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah.
It was really good. We
Um,
were very like-minded, helping each other out. We would, so at Hotel 50, when we first were
Becoming friends.
not even dating yet, we kind of got left alone a lot. That line took 4 people to work, and oftentimes it would be just her and I. And the kitchen was kind of split, so there was a wall, and so there was 2 stations in the back, 2 stations in the front. And so tickets would come out, we would call it, hang them. One of us would be working the grill, she would start plating, and then I would go and flip her fish, and then she would go over and call tickets, and then she would flip the thing on the grill, and then I would go in the back and make the salad, and we worked really well together.
Yeah.
Definitely requires great teamwork.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome. And good communication and reading each other's minds to a certain
reading
extent.
each other's minds. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
And then, do you think that you found each other just because of cooking, or has cooking in of itself, along with some other things, like really made it to like, oh my God, I love this person and I want to be with him? Like,
No,
has
I mean,
cooking been a force, or was that just a coincidence?
I think it was just a coincidence. We spend every day together.
And in a small place too, in that food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, she's my best friend. So
My best friend too.
Yeah.
Aww. You the love music.
I'm like, you're my best friend.
You know, really, when there's so much love and going into the food and surrounding the reason why we make the food, and is that us? Maybe. It really affects the way that people love the food. I tell because I work at the Pacific, and they put so much attention and care into what they're serving, and then everybody really likes who they're working with while they're creating the food together, and then you put it on a plate and somebody gets to eat it, and they not only does it taste good, but they just love it so much. And I think it's when people like you can get together and you're really, really loving what you're doing, and you're doing it together, and then plus you're in love, and then you're serving this great food. It's neat. It's happened a lot in my life.
There's a lot of there's some more birds in the background. And what was kind of cool when I went to visit the other day, so I handed off my 360 to them, and I just said stick it in a corner and move it every once in a while. But as I'm going through looking, like, I got to see like all the prep and stuff that you're doing to every single order. And you go there and it might be like you're getting a sandwich or something, but like that's just not like just slop together. He's prepping, like he spends a lot of time on a sandwich, and it's just really, really cool to see. Like,
that's the love ingredient.
Yeah.
Love is an actual ingredient. It makes it taste better and be more nutritious and healthier.
Unless it's love that comes from me. Jenny Lynn asked, how was it and what was your favorite? So the favorite that I had there, two things actually, because one's dessert. I really like that pulled pork sandwich that you brought over to me. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
So, okay. But also there's like a chocolate chip
The chocolate
cookie
chip
with,
cookie
like,
had the sea salt
sea salt
on top, and that just was phenomenal.
Uh-huh.
I had the veggie bowl, and it was wonderful. I loved it. The cabbage and all that. It was a good. The sauce was excellent. Really liked it.
And I was just talking to Justin from the chamber like a week before I came over, and even he was like, no, you got to go visit them. They got like the most different and pleasant like flavor profiles of like anybody I eat from. And sometimes when people say flavor profiles or whatnot, sometimes it's just like, was this going to be weird, experimental? Am I going to have to pretend like I like it? But no,
that
wasn't
means it's
the
going to
case.
be good.
So
that
with that said, how'd you move to start the actual food truck?
Yeah, so we were chefs in Portland, and we just slowly got pushed out to the outskirts of Portland, and rent kept going up, and we really just couldn't take the, Portland was just getting congested. Our commute went from 10 minutes to 45 minutes to drive like 6 miles. We thought about buying a house, and we kept looking and we couldn't find anything. And we kind of asked ourselves the question, if we could live anywhere, if job and money kind of wasn't what was holding us back, where would we live? And so we looked at the coast and we're like, we could do that. It has all the things we like. It has fishing, it has foraging, hiking, all that.
At the time, it was a little more affordable.
Yeah, it was definitely more affordable. And then we drove like the entire north and central coast, and we were both just like Tillamook. Tillamook's it.
So are you guys live in Tillamook proper, not in Garibaldi?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was about to say that sounds so similar to my story, except for the fact that I got not pushed out of Tillamook, but I eventually ended up in the coast. But I always said I would not live in Tillamook. And that's where I ended up. But everything else you said about, like the commute time, the price point, I looked for like 3 years to find a house, and then it was just way too expensive. Like $500,000 for a townhome was not in my budget or what I was wanting to live, and eventually ended up out here. But definitely always said never Tillamook.
I told you should have been a solo synchronized swimming instructor.
I
For
know.
that $500,000 home.
Whatever.
That's what we did.
But,
she collects naval lint.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
We had a $750,000 budget. Worked out great. Sorry,
He
I
produces
digress.
a lot of belly button.
Wait, so what year did you end up rolling into town?
So we came
2019.
Yeah, this is another funny story. We bought our house at the end of 2019, and we went on vacation like for the first time in 10 years. And
The following spring.
Yeah, so that spring we already had it planned months ahead of time. We were going to DC to go visit some friends of ours and to eat at Momofuku, which is a David Chang restaurant.
What'd you call me?
We had an amazing time. It was so cool. The food was amazing. Our friends told the waiter that, hey, these are chefs from Portland, and they sent out a bunch of food for free.
Yeah, they.
We bought bottles of wine, and we were there for hours.
Wow.
Had an amazing time. But soon as we landed in DC, that's really when COVID hit. And so our friend is a librarian at the Library of Congress, and pretty much everything shut down. Most public things shut down.
Unless it was outside. We got to see a few of the museums,
but not much. And so
we didn't get to go in the Library of Congress, which was a bummer. But
yeah.
Oh, that's a shame because they have that one museum in DC that has all the missing limbs from the statues at other museums. It's crazy.
Oh, neat.
Sorry.
Yeah. And so COVID happened while we were there. We were there for like 9 days, and then we touched back down in Portland. We got the emails. We did not come home to jobs. We had no idea how we were going to pay our mortgage. It was
Interesting.
Yeah, it was interesting times for sure.
So COVID ended up knocking you pretty hard. How what'd you do to get through that year then?
I mean,
Eventually, unemployment came through, and we just gardened.
yeah.
Yeah.
Worked on the yard.
Yep. Yeah, lots of projects. We built fences, gardened like crazy. We preserved a bunch of food. We cooked our way through cookbooks and made a bunch of our own original recipes. It was weird times.
Is that kind of when you guys were thinking about starting your food truck, or was that not even a thought yet?
We've had this dream for years, probably 8 years.
If not longer. We've been talking about it for a while.
And what's funny is the same kind of basic like recipe was there, where it's kind of, we have different meats, you can choose it how you want it, but mainly that fresh aspect. And you touched on it earlier when you were saying, like Justin was saying, flavor profile is we kind of wrote this menu because it's something that we thought we like, and that something Tillamook's kind of lacking, which is that fresh element. The pickled cabbage, cilantro, our sauces that we make. Yeah.
I'll say when you guys first were going to open, I was a little skeptical. Like the menu's pretty basic. Like, oh, they're just going to they're going to have some chicken bowls and some pork bowls. Like that seems kind of, wasn't too exciting. But after I had the first time, I come back every week.
It tastes exciting.
Yes, the taste is definitely exciting.
And so we also designed the menu, as hopefully most of you know, it cross utilizes a lot of things. And that was by design so that we can
minimize.
Yeah, so we can have more space to do specials.
Yeah.
And so not only is our core menu delicious and we can nail it every time and it's perfect, but we have the room, time, and space to work on specials and kind of
keeps things interesting.
Yeah, because
we don't get bored doing the same thing every day.
Which I was told always just get the special. That was from Justin too. I was like, you had me at special.
I'm the weirdo that gets the same exact thing every single time. So
that's okay. That's why we're open. You know?
And next time I show up, I'm gonna get a smash burger, and then I'm gonna go to Trey and Christine from East on West and be like, "You're number 2 now." No.
So
I saw Trey was commenting on here. You better watch your words. He's watching this.
So here's another point. People always pit us against each other because we started about the same time, and we both do smash burgers. We didn't even know about them until last summer, and we did it because smash burgers are quick, they're tasty, and they can be adapted to so many different flavors.
People kept asking for them.
Yeah, turns out people really like burgers.
If we didn't have one on our special board, people would ask for it. So we're just like, okay, let's keep it rotating then, so that it doesn't get boring.
No, we love those guys. We eat there all the time.
We do.
Yeah.
So before you actually got the food truck, where was the catalyst point? Like, hey, we can do this. Let's go forward. Let's get a plan.
Yeah. So we were both working at Garibaldi Portside Bistro, and it was nothing personal. It's just
we love Dennis and Amanda. They're great to work for, but it was just time.
Just time. It just we wanted to do our own thing, and we ended up getting a hold of the Small Business Development Center here in town, and we had a meeting with Terry Flagstone, and it went great. We came and we had a vision. We had the menu. We had a lot of things written down.
But we didn't have a business plan yet.
And so she asked us to do some homework, and we had another meeting with her. And we, like halfway through the meeting, we started laying everything out. And she stopped us and she's like, "What are you doing?" She's like, "Go do this." And so we started business classes with them, nighttime classes, and we wrote our business plan. And that was really the catalyst, was hearing Terry say, "You're ready, do this."
Nice.
Yeah. How long did it take you to get that food truck built? Wasn't that a process, or did you?
It was. So there's so many ways you can do it. You can buy one turnkey. You can buy a trailer and you can build it out your own. We actually took a home equity line of credit on our house. And so we had the money up front. And so we custom built a trailer. And that way we could just control the flow. We can control the equipment, the spacing, the storage. And so that took about 5-6 months to build.
Yeah.
And
from start to finish.
Yeah, so we bought it mid 2022, and then we got it in January 23, and then we opened February
19th.
Yeah, when there was 13 inches of snow on the ground in
Well, that was the
Tillamook.
following week. So the 19th was our soft opening, and we had like family and friends come, and then we were gonna have the grand opening the next week, and there was 13, 14 inches of snow, so we had to
That was nuts.
postpone. That was fun.
So you just had your 1 year anniversary.
We
We
did,
did.
yeah.
Yeah. Nice. I've heard
How
a
was
lot
the-
about I don't get out much, so now I know where you're at and that you must have helped put that bistro on the map because it was raved about. And then to be right in this cute little Laura lives, we're right near the little what do you guys call your little cart spot?
Under the big G.
Under the big G?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you can see the big G right above them. It was so cool.
That's
Yeah,
good. That's
all flavors on first. It's just under the big G is the food truck spot for Garibaldi.
right. I was thinking flavors are on first today, so yeah, that's really neat.
Flavors on the big.
And rave reviews.
We need to go hike to the G, so we're gonna like come to the food truck for like nourishment, you know.
Before and after.
Both times, yeah, both.
Laura's unmuted. She's got something to say.
No, because Kamaya and I are in the same room, so I have to keep muting so that we're not. I don't know if you guys are catching the echo or not, so I don't want it to like go through her and mine, whatever.
Just
And then when she starts talking, I mute it. Anyway, I was just gonna say, Kamaya's trying to give up my location. It is very convenient for me to go to the food trucks there. It's kind of a blessing and a curse.
How was building it out? Did you have any difficulties with that? Did that take a lot of research since you had to do it yourself, or were you already kind of handy and it came naturally?
We had a builder do it for us.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was a company, and we picked the size, and then it was kind of like he literally asked. He's like, "Can you get a piece of paper, draw a rectangle, and kind of plan it out?" And then he put it into his computer in a program, and then we went back and forth maybe two or three
yeah.
times. I can't quite remember. Just kind of fine tuning some locations of things.
Mm-hmm.
But that was pretty fun. But as far as did that take a lot? No, I mean, we've been doing this our whole lives. So we had a very clear idea of kind of the flow and where everything went.
Is there anything that you would change?
Put in a broom closet.
Like a broom coat closet. And then I kind of wish we had another $2,000 to get another refrigerator in there.
Yeah.
mhm.
Ooh,
Do you
I
have
got
a
an idea.
space for it?
A composting toilet. Yeah.
Speaking of toilets,
always thinking about the toilets, Minty.
Yeah, apparently I was supposed to visit the bathroom there because they have a chandelier and stuff in it, I guess. I don't know. Laura's been telling me about it.
it's a big
And
secret.
usually I
It's not out
review
yet.
bathrooms when I go to places. I'm like, their toilet paper's delicious.
It's a bougie bathroom.
Yeah.
Well, I'm definitely going next time.
Well, they had just installed it that day. I wish you would have gone in there.
That was new chandelier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was there like an hour before you guys. I had just seen it.
That's
I know you were
hilarious.
coming through.
They were hoping we would go in. That was just for us.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know, it's a good thing I don't go in because sometimes I don't come out for the next 40 minutes and then I got to massage my legs before I get a pulmonary embolism from it. So,
No.
sorry.
He's
So-
not allowed to talk.
Now that
So
you're
sorry.
settled into the trailer and stuff and like this is like your new life, like obviously you've been a cook since you were 13, you've been doing this all your life, but now you're going to get into that routine of every day. What does cooking mean for you to be able to do the process all day? Is that just your zone? Like, is that just your happy place?
Oh,
'Cause that's
yeah.
not for everybody. I love cooking, but at the
I
same
get
time
tired of being in the
sometimes-
kitchen.
sometimes I can burn out of stuff that I love too. Do you ever find yourself burning out?
Sometimes.
When
Not so much at our cart,
Yeah.
but like at other jobs, definitely.
yeah, there in kitchens, especially in Portland, there's that high stress factor, and I love it. But there's definitely been years where I've been kind of tapped out.
Well, the hotel restaurant is different than regular restaurant biz, whatever that means. But I mean, hotels are fast. I mean, it's a whole different gig. But I was gonna ask, what do you like? What do you love making that you've made many times? But I mean, what do you just love serving at that cart? Not that there's just one thing, but that just goes, oh, there went another one, and they're gonna love it, and I love making that. What? Because that's what I'm gonna order when I come.
Uh-oh. Watch out, Laura. I'm showing someone's
Ooh.
Facebook.
Uh,
Don't go too far this time.
Yeah. What?
So I had, I'm pretty sure I had, yeah,
Yep, that's what you had.
that's what I had along with, that was really good. Like, I gotta get their smash burger. You can
trying to
ask
get us
Dr.
hungry.
Control.
Yeah. That first picture in the queue, that duck and rabbit stew, that was really awesome.
Duck.
Look at that nice mug.
Yeah.
I
Duck
noticed
and
that.
rabbit.
Duck and rabbit.
Hmm.
I would say for me, like the things I love, don't get me wrong, sandwiches, burgers are awesome. But it's the things like we've done like sides of asparagus, sauteed with like salads like that. Whole cloves of confit garlic, and Amanda makes amazing sourdough focaccia.
That salad is right up my alley.
Yeah.
That looks great. Oh, look at that mozzarella. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Keep going. Keep scrolling. I'm loving this.
Eastern West just lost a customer.
Glad I ate the show.
Good thing we get hungry a lot. We can spread it around. That looks amazing. That's my kind of
Mhm.
food.
Is this like a poppy
Asparagus.
seed dressing?
Yeah.
Oh, I love poppy seed dressings.
Yeah. And we do a broccoli carrot slaw that we use that dressing on.
Yum.
You're
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
No.
It's over. Well,
Oh.
See, there's that pickled cabbage. That's
Oh, it's
beautiful.
so good. It's
And
pretty and it's good.
It tastes as good as it looks.
God, pickled cabbage is super, super good for you too.
Mhm. That looks yummy. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
it's gonna be a really long show.
Yeah. That's just food.
This is insane.
Glad I ate.
Like,
Are we drooling yet?
this interview is over. We're just gonna start.
Sorry, I gotta go eat. Bye, guys. No.
oh,
Yeah.
there's the snow.
That's not 13 inches, but that was.
No.
That was
That was
after
more recent.
a couple days after.
Yeah.
So, any plans besides the food truck that you guys are thinking of or have ideas for the future?
Well, we're starting a farm. We're calling it Country Squire Acres,
Yeah.
and it's going to supply the food cart with vegetables, and hopefully, we'll get to a point where we can start selling to the public too. We're still navigating that kind of thing, but yeah, it's exciting. You want to talk about the grant that we won?
Yeah, so we entered a pitch competition here locally through the EDC, and we ended up getting first prize. So we won $10,000
Wow.
to help start our farm, which is incredible. And so we secured a lease. We're leasing some land out by the Bear Creek Artichoke Farm,
Nice.
just down East Beaver.
Mhm.
But it's this huge fenced-in area. There's 3 greenhouses already there. There's a ton of infrastructure. There's room to grow. Yeah, we're going to, as soon as this weather breaks, we're going to hit the ground running, and we already have
Seeds and
thousands of seeds
Yeah.
planted.
Yay.
Wow, how exciting.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I love
That's-
that.
That's a lot of work. I already made that comment to you, and you're like, "Yeah, we like to work and stay busy." I'm like,
Yeah.
man,
Sustainability.
Some of
I
us-
love it though. That's
Yeah.
so awesome.
because what are your food truck hours again?
Friday through Monday, 11 to 6. And that was also by design. I know that seems kind of funny, but most of the coast closes down Sunday, Mondays.
Mm-hmm.
And so we strategically picked those days so that we kind of have,
capture the market.
yeah,
Thank you, because we don't have many Sunday food options, and that was you guys are one of our Sunday food options.
You can open a little bit later too. It's pretty nice.
Yes.
You just got to BYOB, right? That's okay to do in Garibaldi. Laura, you're the tourism director.
Yeah, BYOB, sure. Got your own place.
everyone drink.
BYOB over here. Oh.
That was
So, with the new farm, is it primarily going to be like greenhouse work, or are you actually going to be using the land as well?
A little bit of both. Definitely start in the greenhouses, but yeah, there's a couple of pastures that we would like to utilize. We want to do a pumpkin patch. There's an apple orchard, and we'll probably use some of the apples to do some fun things.
Yeah, so the owners of the property have a small orchard, and so we're gonna team up with them throughout the year, and we'll kind of help them sell their apples, and we want to press them for cider when we have the pumpkin patch, and we'll be using them in the cart. We want to be able to do egg chickens and meat chickens as well.
Down the road. Once we have the right infrastructure.
You're going to need to do ducks and rabbits. Eggs, ducks, and rabbits.
Yeah. Might as well.
Yeah. I mean, we want to do it all. It's just a matter of getting there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I really love rabbit eggs. Sorry.
So good.
Chocolate.
Yeah.
So on the farm, are people going to be able to come and like buy from like a farm stand from you for things? Sorry.
We are.
That's the goal.
Yeah, we're working on what that's going to look like. So we're trying to decide exactly how that's going to happen. But yeah, we're going to start growing, basically mirroring off of our menu. So we're going to be growing, cucumbers, tomatoes, lettuce, cabbage, zucchinis, cilantro. We're going to do microgreens. And then from there, we'll expand.
Do the fun stuff.
Yeah, peas, beans. We're going to do some cut flowers. We actually want to do mushrooms.
Mm-hmm.
So our plan is
about doing shrooms. No.
Yeah, this property has 43 acres, and so we want to go through and capture some recently fallen, like naturally fallen timber, and cut it in sections, and then we'll drill it and inoculate it with spores with mycelium, and then we'll lean them up against trees so that we can go through the forest and forage like our own mushrooms.
What's your favorite ones to make? What's your favorite mushrooms to cultivate?
To cultivate would probably be oysters and shiitakes.
Because they're easy.
Okay.
What'd you call me?
I've only eaten morels and chanterelles a couple of times, but I've really loved them on like pizzas and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Are you going to have an option to buy down the road? Should like that really blossom for you? Or
probably not at this property, but I mean, our end goal is to land on a farm. Like we want to own a farm, a homestead.
So we can have a farm stand.
How did you guys find that property? Was that after you posted about it? Looking for
exactly. So yeah, we posted, hey, we have this idea to start a farm. Owning is not in the cards right now. Does anybody have land for lease?
I remember seeing that. Yeah.
Yeah. And so we had probably 5 people reach out and offer land, and we went and saw a few. Heritage Family Farms was awesome. They were a close second, but this couple, just everything looked right. It was up against the forest. It had infrastructure. It had the fence. It had the greenhouses.
Yeah.
The orchard.
The orchard, yeah.
Because that's a symbiotic relationship that you picked up there with the owner's property, and even though, so that's awesome.
Yeah.
Anytime we can work together, that's the idea.
No more dogs in the studio.
We have an extra dog, and he really likes to play. We're babysitting dogs.
These aren't soundproof walls.
Sorry.
Man, that is crazy. That is a lot.
So awesome.
It is a lot.
Do you have any? I mean, after doing the truck, I mean, you guys seem to be doing really well. Do you have any fears or potential like challenges you foresee with the farm at all, or just?
I mean, it's going to be a lot of work. Just getting stuff done is probably.
Yeah. Do you have help? Do you have hands?
No,
do
it's
you-
just us.
No, not as of yet. But I mean, I guess the only struggle we foresee is just kind of learning all the legal avenues we need to take, because I've only cooked my whole life. I know health code really, really well. But farm laws,
Farm.
has their own laws.
Yeah.
And then trying to sell it, there's other things you have to do. And to get eggs, you have to get a candling room. You have to have a separate sink, and you have to have a separate fridge, and they have to be washed, and just all this stuff. And then the
You know what?
other,
You know how they got farm hands in the old days?
wow,
They had babies.
yeah,
You guys can start now, and in about 10 years,
we'll really be ready.
I don't know.
That was utterly ridiculous.
Good
Blush. My screen's too small. I can't tell.
Man, on a scale from 1 to Steve, that was a solid 10. I'll give you that.
But
Sorry. Go ahead.
Outside of cooking, like is that your main passion is food and farm, or do you guys have any unique things about yourselves, that little side interests, or are you pretty much kind of consumed with that?
well,
You like to fish.
I'm a lifelong fisherman. Yeah, that was one of the big draws of moving out here, was fishing, and then also foraging.
Yeah,
So
mushroom foraging, huckleberries, nettles.
yeah, sea beans,
Yep.
just anything that we could go out and forage and find.
Not a whole lot of binge watching Netflix, that's for sure. I think they're starting to freeze out. Oh, that's okay. We're kind of getting to the end there. You can just freeze frame. You don't want to make it so awkward.
Still move.
I wanted to ask him, what do they do to take a break from the food and cooking?
Oh, I think they're back on, so you can ask that question.
Is that nice?
They're back.
Hi.
Someone press the unfrozen button.
Yeah. Yep.
So
I used the microwave to dethaw, just like how you prepare yourself.
You started talking about fishing, and it was probably going to
fishing,
be.
Okay. I mean, that was pretty much it. We just really cook a lot.
What's
Yeah.
your favorite fishing? What's your favorite thing to fish for? And fishing expedition, biggest fish, whatever.
Well, what's funny about moving out here is my whole life I've fished freshwater. Like I can pick where the bass are going to be, where the crappie are going to bed. Like I know all of that, but moving out here and saltwater is completely new to me.
Cool.
So it's been a real trip trying to learn everything. And yeah, I mean, I really like Whalen Island out in
Oh,
South
yeah.
Miami. The Carrie Lynn charter boat.
I was gonna say I like offshore fishing.
Yeah,
If
that
I
was
don't
super
get
fun.
seasick.
And then our buddy Cole on the Northwestern, yeah, with Garibaldi charters.
He just got that boat, so we could go on that one pretty
Yeah.
soon.
That's great.
But yeah, I don't know. Anytime you can get out there and just lose yourself and fish and just read nature is time well spent.
So binge watching Netflix is the way to go. There you have it, people.
And
You
hiking.
gotta get out and do things. You were telling me a story while I was over at your place this weekend. When you were younger, like you used to have like friends or even bosses or whatever. You said that you'd actually take them grocery shopping to cook for parties and stuff. What was that story
So-
again?
Yeah.
I
So,
don't remember that one.
So as a kid, when I was probably 17, 18, I worked at Burger King, and my friends were the managers, and they made way more money than us. And I loved cooking, and I couldn't get enough of it. And so I used to rally them to be like, "Hey, let's party tonight. Let's go out. Hey, I'll cook." And so we would go out to the store, and we would fill the shopping cart, and they would buy it, and then we'd go back to the house, and then I would cook, and we would, have a party. But it was a way for me to like go out and cook and like cost free.
Mhm.
Yeah, brilliant. And they could really appreciate it because of all the Burger King food that they
Yeah.
eat.
Yeah, it was way better than that crap.
Inspiration, motivation.
Have you had through your all your work with that? Have you ever had any like, there's a lot of repetitive motion, certain types of cooking, with your chopping, kneading, or whatever. Does it ever wear on your body at all?
Yeah, I've had,
Yeah.
yeah, I've had carpal tunnel surgery on my right hand. My left hand needs it. Sometimes my
Elbow.
yeah, my elbow. I heard it at I worked at Pelican in Pacific City, and I like hyper extended my elbow, and so that acts up sometimes.
I've had to go to physical therapy for my wrist. Yeah, definitely. Oh, and our knees are sore because we're standing up all day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking about that because I've never done it for so long, that much. But even when I was really into it, I'm like, man, this is a lot of wear and tear, actually.
I mean, you get strong too.
How do people keep doing that? When stuff starts to wear out?
I'll let you know.
All grease surges and
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, it gets tough sometimes, but you got to take a break. Got to get it work done.
yeah.
So starting the food cart, moving out here, starting the food cart, starting the farm, this is eventually going to lead us to doing farm dinners, like farm to table.
I was hoping. I was hoping there was something leading to that. I didn't want to say, hopefully you'll still be cooking while you have a dream of retiring to your farm homestead. But I was hoping you were having some vision of taking all the beautiful foods that you're growing and all this, and then incorporate that. So I'm sorry. Go ahead. I can't wait to hear.
Yeah, one of the best things about gardening or farming for us is growing the things you can't just go to the store and pick up. There's so many varieties of tomatoes. There's hundreds of varieties of green beans. And there's so many more herbs than rosemary, thyme, and mint. So just being able to play around, it's just going to give us more room to be creative and express what we know.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And it's something people want to experience. So, yeah, the people will come.
Yeah.
You
That's
build it and they
important.
will come.
Yeah, I'm all about fresh, clean food, local food. That's the best kind of eating. It's highly nutritious. Yeah, not that.
Yeah, and what's great about having the farm is that we'll be able to support these local farmers that raise all this amazing cattle and chickens and ducks and so we'll be able to spend the money on these protein and fish so that we can
support.
Yeah,
local.
Really keep it local.
Yeah,
That's awesome. I love that. Helps everyone.
That's the goal.
War. Wait, what are we talking about?
And then we keep it, all the love goes in, and then we are healthy, happy human beings. Food, it's just such a big deal. It's been really downplayed and taken for granted. I think we're grasping.
Food is medicine.
It's preventative. Even.
Yeah.
And healing.
Yeah, I learned that too late in life. My colon's hurting. I got a lot of repair work to do.
I'm trying to help him.
We'll get her figured out. At least I eat it right
bring
around
them in
here.
more often.
What's that?
I said bring him in more often.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and I cook a lot at home. I cook very healthy. I cook very whole, and yeah, he just doesn't want to. He doesn't have an appetite. It's hard to get him to eat.
I'm getting old. Got low T.
Yeah.
What is? Man, this was great. Thank you so much, Patrick and Amanda, for coming on. We're at the
Thanks
top
for
of the hour, and I told you time would just fly on by. No, this was great. This is a great story. And you ever want to come on again to share new stuff down the road or stuff that's happening with your farm? You're more than welcome. Always love to have you back on.
That would be great to do one from the farm and be able to show you.
Yeah.
We'll get a video of Steve will video you at your first event.
There we go.
Yeah, I'm going to be a photographer. I'm giving that video.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Yeah. Pretty soon I won't be able to use copyrighted music, so that's just going to take me.
Well, then we're just gonna sing.
Yeah.
We'll hire.
Better.
All right, guys. Thank you, Patrick and Amanda. You have a great night.
Guys,
Thank you guys.
Toodles.
can't wait to see you in person.
Yeah.
All right. Well, got about 3 minutes till 8. You want to watch some Shelly? I think Kamaya does. Here you go.
Check out my abinabas. Oh, Chase Elliott does not crash NASCAR. Hamlin does. Like, oh, girl, oh, don't make me feel the wrong way. I'm soft like that. I'm soft. I bruise easily. Don't get on me about NASCAR. What? Don't get on me about NASCAR. Hey. Did I mention I got bananas? Check them out. I work out. You know why? Potassium. I got potassium. It's natural. I'm natural like that. And, anywho, oh, wait, I just disappeared. Like, oh, God, wait, we'll get, I think I'm rotting.
Picked like the worst week to stop sniffing glue. It's like that. Kamaya, you got a joke?
She already told her to.
Just do another one.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna have to fall. No, I don't. Not gonna joke. Not gonna joke. I
Your
can't.
earlier joke was good.
We're down to 6 people. We could probably tell an adult joke. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
It's probably a bad idea.
No, it's not. It's my man joke. You know, it doesn't always. I have to see the people's faces.
Yeah, I've seen that several
No
times.
fun. How do mermaids call home on their cell phones?
But I'm bummed.
That joke was so dad it heard a siren and said, "Oh, they're coming to get you." Now, anybody have anything? Last minutes of the order.
The usual.
Later.
Oh,
Yeah.
Whatever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be today.
We'll do something for Laura. Laura's got something coming up.
I think I can help Amanda and Patrick with their events and bringing people to them.
Oh yeah, because they won't have control
I'm
of
trying
their
to keep a
take them.
secret the toury thingy bobber.
No, it's not a secret.
That you just got that tour company. It's going to be super fun and awesome.
Yes.
And so, in coordination with your event company, you have
So it's almost
a
like you're in
company
the
and
same
let's
room.
just drive people around the events and show them where they're at.
Something like that. Yeah.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
this was a fun evening. I'll probably see you guys in a month
Yeah.
or maybe tomorrow.
Probably tomorrow.
I got to swing by on my way
Yeah,
home.
you gotta come on.
Yeah.
Don't forget.
Grab your things.
All right,
Yeah, so nice to see you all. Love you.
we don't
great
see you out
show.
there. We'll see you in there. Yeah. Yeah, if the flushing twice ain't gonna work, we're gonna have to get a poop knife.
We have
Oh.
to get a bidet.
Yeah, we got